Oh, starts with 5 ranks just put into Grand Hex cooldown rate. That's slightly different. Okay, so let's go Dark Forest. Can't do this one hard mode, don't really care. Oh, the Witch in the Mines. I could. The one problem is Grand Hex isn't really that accurate. Maybe that's not so bad though. We can find something else to kind of pair with it. Okay. And then spears. And then cleave. Is that all 4? Yes. Okay, we should probably start just kind of going. Okay, because we gotta find goodies. There we go. Because there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna need. I want to do this. Let's see. Keep reducing that cooldown. I'm curious if you can actually have multiple Grand Hexes in play with that maxed out. Maybe. It is fairly fast for the Hex, it's true. The immediate problem is taking any hit on this character is absolutely rough. Okay. I want the landmine cooldown always. Because that way most enemies can't properly chase me. Maybe the spears? Oof. Not my favorite. Landmine? Landmine. Yeah, unfortunately they really do end up in kind of these awkward safe zones where there's no enemy nearby because the previous landmine that was right next to it killed whatever. Okay. Let's see. Keep decreasing that cooldown. I still want to do Turbo Spear at some point. Let's see. Yeah, I guess let's start working towards that. There we go. Oh, does she heal for 5 now? From heals. Oof. Let's up their damage. And they get woefully stuck. Wait for the landmine or no landmine. The damage they do is fantastic. I just... Gotta get them to bear. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. AoE size and landmines. Now, let's start investing in a little bit of Grand Hex. And yeah, we need these arrow ghosts to die. Because I need to kill like 500 or something. What the hell? Alright. I mean, I guess I can stay right here. It's my 4th landmine. Or not 4th, 3rd landmine. I guess it doesn't matter that much. Divine might be more useful. Maybe. This is tough. Blue souls are worth 10% more EXP. For this, right now, yeah. So the problem with the vines is they don't act as a clear... Like, you can't intentionally use them to clear. They just don't work that way. They're great for getting rid of pursuit, but if you need to clear a path for yourself, good luck. The vines will just go wherever they want. Which is part of the reason why I don't utilize them too often. Let's see. Let's just do more spears. Should probably up the damage further. Let's see. Can't clear, but Vine and might be a good combo. I've done it, and it's not useful on this character. I mean, it is, but that's not what I'm going for. Part of the point of this character is you want to be very mobile, and you want to always have an exit point. And so, for a character like Conrad, Mine and Vine is incredible. But for this character, you really only want one. Or at least, like, you can do both, but you don't want to get rid of the cleave. Because you need cleave or orbital to give yourself some level of control over, like, opening a space. And if you can't do that, you get mobbed and killed. Okay. Grab Hardy. Can I grab all of them? But also, the game's $5. If you want to try combos, go for it. Like, I'm more interested in pushing my own build ideas. Ugh. Nope. One of the eyeballs got at me. And one of the big issues with the vines is they have such a long cooldown between. I don't know. I like that character, but let's try 2% chance to drop health. Do you want to just try Magnus the Healing Reaper? Sure. It's still $2 more than Vampire Survivors. Yeah, I don't know. I think anything less than $10 is very much still in kind of impulse buy territory. Because, like, yeah, sure, Vampire Survivors is $3, but if every Vampire Survivors competitor had to be $3, like, holy shit, that would really drag down the potential quality. I'm looking for one that's going to be worth 20. Which might sound kind of weird and wrong, if Vampire Survivors is 3, why would you want one that's worth 20? And the answer is because I find Vampire Survivors to still be a little thin. And I would love to see, a proper successor that has a ton of different things, looks at better than this, and so on and so forth. Let's go Bone Shot. I'm gonna spend an amount of my time getting surrounded here. Let's see. Damage over time, decreased bones. As being facetious. You'd be surprised how many people have said exactly that. Unfortunately, there's kind of this perception with games and gaming that, whatever the minimum perceived price is, that now becomes kind of the rule. So it's very rare for a roguelite to be... let's just get the crystals are worth more right off the bat. See if I can farm some of those. But, let's see. If you know a game sells for $5 on like a Steam sale, you probably won't ever buy it for anything more than $5 if you know that it goes that deep on a sale. Unless you're impatient, which, I mean, is also possible. But it's kind of the same thing with, like, if one game is $15, it makes it really difficult to sell a competing game for more than that. So Hollow Knight, for example, being $15 is kind of brutal because now any Metroidvania has to be $15 or less, or better than Hollow Knight, and therefore then they can charge more. And that's a really awkward position to put a lot of developers in because, you know, game development is expensive. The only reason why Hollow Knight is so cheap is because, or, you know, could be financially solvent at such low of prices because they sold gobs and gobs of copies. And so, I've played a couple of Metroidvanias over the last X number of years where I'm like, man, this is a really good Metroidvania, and everybody's like, yeah, but Hollow Knight is better and cheaper, and I'm like, that's bad metrics. Yeah, also Kickstarter. It's true. They do time cost, $2 an hour. Nah. I'm more like a $5 to $10 an hour. If I can get 10 fun hours out of a game, or if I can get one really good hour out of a game, I'll pay $10 for that. It also depends on where you are at on a financial level, but the problem is the dollar per hour metric pushes us towards the kind of horrible AAA situation that we've run into where every game is actively milked for as many hours as they possibly can. So it's like, hey, do you want to play the latest Assassin's Creed? It only takes 200 hours to finish all of the content. I'm like, that sounds like hell. Because not all games are made equal, and there's a lot of games that are actually like incredible, but trying to make them long would make them ass bad. I'm thinking like Myst. Myst as a series thrives off of being not too long, because too long and it would start feeling kind of repetitive. Let's see. Let's grab some spears. Because, yeah, I think there needs to be a quality... It's like, I don't know if it's a Venn diagram necessarily, but I think quality to hours to dollars. And you have to kind of judge by all three of those metrics, not just two. Because I'm trying to think of... There's a game I played a little while back called The Pedestrian, which I think was like $5-10. But it was sold for... It was $5 to $10, but I think the game was only like 2 hours long. I thought it was a great experience, but I definitely remember a lot of people being like, this should have been like $2. And it's like, dev time takes a while. Puzzle games are hard. You really don't want puzzle games to be like stupid long. It works for Baba Is You. Because Baba Is You was kind of repetitive. It was all logic puzzles. But most of the time you don't really want to judge by that metric. Whoa. This area's all foggy. Okay. Please? Please die. I don't actually do that much damage. Just a little bit of a downer. Well, I guess I could fix that. Sure. And I don't have enough more, so let's grab some more souls. And then onwards. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely want crystals here. Though we're not really... No, we definitely need quite a lot of different crystal upgrades. I don't think I've gotten a whole lot of attack speed upgrades on this, have I? Oh well. I'll make do. And, I mean, plus side is this character has rather hefty healing, so I don't need to worry too much about damage. Now, let's just make the cleave do tons. Yeah, what? That was weird. Why the hell did everything die there? Oh yeah, it's incredibly unlikely, but I might lose power today. I don't actually... My parents' house is usually pretty good in thunderstorms, but there's always the possibility. We'll see. But yeah, on the topic of like JRPGs, which tend to be the longest games, not all of them, but many tend to be. I would much rather have a JRPG that has a really good story, fun gameplay, good characters, and is over in like 30 hours than than a JRPG that has great characters, great plot, great gameplay, but is over in 200. Because that great gameplay rarely is great for 200 hours worth of gameplay. And I always end up kind of suffering trying to, I'm being a little hyperbolic with that, but I always feel kind of just really put upon when I'm playing a JRPG and it's like, you're a third of the way done with the game and you've sunk 30 hours in, and I'm like, I want to stop playing. Very rarely will a game actually have the incremental mechanics sufficient enough to actually make that level of playtime good. You know, usually Monster Collection can kind of spice it up a little bit, but even then that gets kind of draggish. I always point back to Persona 5 of, boy, this was a fun game that I wish was like a third the length and it would have been just about the same. Really, I just, turning off the life sim aspect of it, I think would have exactly solved my problem. And when gameplay becomes a slog, the number of hours is a punishment rather than fun. Yup! So I'm always scared when I see people parroting the dollar per hour thing, because I'm like, I know most of these people are probably doing so because money is tight, but boy, just Humble Bundle or Games Pass, and then literally nothing. Like in the era where Game Pass now exists, dollar per hour almost should just disappear in terms of a metric, because boy, the amount of bang for your buck with that is obscene. Might not be everything that you want, but especially when you also have like dollar per hour games like Warframe, where like you'll be playing Warframe for hundreds of hours just to get like a reasonable loadout and close to the end game. And you can do that without spending a dime, so how do you factor dollar per hour in free-to-play even? This buys Warframe. I like it enough. I haven't played it in years, but Warframe remains one of those kind of incredible games that I don't want to put much time into. If they had, like, successively more expensive credit and affinity, boosters that are permanent. You know, hey, do you want 8 times the amount of credits permanently for $100? Yup. I'd pay that. And then I'd probably play the game more. Because right now, the last time I was playing, I was hard locked based on finances alone. I just did not want to play to grind. Okay, there's a boss over here I should probably go kill. Because he was stuck on the trees. Yeah, less that it's a bad game and mostly you just don't have the time investment. Yup. I think that's okay, but I really wish some of these MMOs would kind of repackage themselves as like a single player version, or like have a buy-in that kind of lets you hyper skip a bunch of old content. Or, you know, hyper skip the grind sometimes? I don't know. Yeah, it's a game that's become too big to go back to. Holy shit, I think that's our second cooldown reduction? I wanted to go Hyper Scythe, but it is not. It is not working with me on that one. I feel kind of the same way about Destiny. I really want to go back to Destiny, especially because, you know, Bungie has proven itself to be probably one of the better companies on the market at the moment. Like, they got caught in a scandal and owned up to it, and then already had been, like, attempting to, you know, address... This thing does not want to die. What if I, like, point a landmine on it? Oh, but then I can't scythe it. It could just be bugged out. That's the other problem. Oh, no, there it goes. And so it's like, I want to go back to Destiny, but they're was it? Not sundowning. Sunsetting, there we go. They're sunsetting all that old content was kind of a shame, because it's like, I actually never played those expansions, I kind of wanna. And also it's just like, I don't know, I find MMOs daunting nowadays. Like Final Fantasy XIV was perfect for me. Hey, all old content is, you know, still in the game and actively supported by the player base. Rad. Game has a really long single-player storyline where you only have to interact with people for story dungeons and raids. Cool. Alright, cool, have fun. It's like, just lets you loose. It's so good. I know there's a lot of reasons why people don't like it, but I don't know, for me it was just kind of the perfect MMO experience for the entirety of last year. But I think in Destiny's case, what I'd love for them to do is repackage all of that old story content as a standalone game. And, you know, if you bought it previously, cool, and if you didn't buy it previously, cool. And, you know, maybe they even throw in all of the old weapons that they you know, take out of circulation. It's like, oh, you want this busted gun that we can't figure out how to balance, or is like so old that we can't balance it properly. Well, here you go, it's in the single player version. You can't trade anything back to the MMO version, but anything from the MMO version goes back. I don't know, maybe? I don't necessarily know if that would be the best solution, but I would 100% play like a repackaged Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 Season 1 that is like full single player and has all of those story things. And yeah, just call it like Destiny Classic Season 1, 2. Okay, well, I guess I can get multiple of these. We're 12 minutes in though, so maybe I don't actually grab either. I can almost buy both. Let's grab CC because fun. Oh, and limit? What am I? Oh, you can only have 5 minions. I didn't know that. What does 12 minutes mean? Each run is only 15 minutes long. So, I was trying to decide if Scoops was worth it because he doesn't earn you that much. Because it's based on time. I'm not quite sure if that's the case. You know, I think it might have been worth it, but I wanted to go with the extra EXP. Just so I can go further Scythe if I can. Because I've yet to actually do a run that was like hardcore Scythe mode. Let's see. Increase damage further. It was fun. Got burnt. Let's see. There was this game where you made... Oh, Control the Mech. Publisher took over. The main creator didn't like the way it was going, so he backed out. Decided to make his version of the game. Huh. Called... Emator. Never heard of that one. Publisher and developer control deals like that are always weird and sketchy. Sometimes it's for the better. There was a game, Undungeon, where one of the developers effectively held the game hostage, and the publisher effectively yeeted him and said, you know, we're gonna finish this. And it was for the better. It wasn't the game that was originally promised, but at least it was a game. I don't know. More of kind of an interesting story often, and I say this frequently enough that, like, I'm so spoiled for choice on new games coming out all the time, and games that I've never finished and want to go back to. It's always kind of one of those where it's like, I mean, I'm looking forward to X or Y, but if a game gets stuck in, like, permanent development hell, it's a little difficult for me to immediately care. Because I can often just say, like, whatever. There we go. There goes the Grim Reaper. Let's see. Are there any upcoming titles you anticipate for Destiny like Warframe? Like, for similar reasons? I don't know. I barely pay attention to MMOs. I was very pleasantly surprised by V Rising. I thought that game was pretty cool. I guess part of it is I'm more interested in games that have been in development for a while that I've had access to being finished, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I just never look forward to anything. I've got too many games that I have on my plate at the moment, so it's always difficult for... Why the hell is there crit chance for Bone Shot? That's weird. Lost Ark was decent, but too grindy. I heard that you could get through the story pretty quickly. But, honestly, I don't know. Almost anything that is an MMO, I would rather just see as like a small party-based game instead. Magnet range. At this point, we're getting pretty crowded. Okay, and we want to be up here. Okay, increase damage. Because, yeah, boss is about to show up. Have some extra resources. Hang here. I should double check how high of a level the other character gets to. Oh. Because the EXP lady... I don't think I've actually won against this guy before, have I? Because, yeah, how high of a level does she get up to? Oh, did he just die? Alright, I guess he did. I wasn't really paying attention to his HP. I was just like, he'll die at some point. I thought he had more than that, though, but oh well. Oh, that was some great resources there. People are talking about Firefall. I really wish I had put time into Firefall back in the day. Oh, might as well grab that. Ugh, 1 damage mitigation is great. But kind of expensive. Let's see, increase rune drop rate. More chests appear, which actually is pretty good. I want to grab ones that unlock more. Wow. I still have to kill a lot more of those guys to get anywhere. What, have I killed enough blade banshees? Yeah, let's grab the shadow shuriken. That was loud. Okay, we gotta go back to the desert, but I think it's just base desert. Well, alright. More chests appear on the battlefield. Hey, next level of the spear ability. With some kind of new scaling node, so I do want to go that direction if I can.